Hi, what's a gun? And my 21-day challenge. Well, this is a program I've set together for you, put together for you. If you will spend the next 21 days with me, about an hour a day, you have a very good shot at becoming a millionaire in 5 years. Just by working on your business for the next 5 years, doing the same thing you've been doing before. However, you do have to take some changes, some adjustment on your life, on your practices. Well, I'm a real estate broker in Southern California. I'm a Hall of Fame realtor in business since 2001. Well, I'm not about to start a coaching program where you pay a lot of money every month to me. I'm not about to open an office somewhere where I try to get you to be working for me as my agent. And I'm not about to start an advertising program where you're going to give me a credit card number where I can benefit from you. All I'm about to share with you, all I'm about to teach you are something I learned in my Hall of Fame real estate career. And a lot of money spending on coaching, conferences, studying, and practice my successful real estate here in Southern California. And I'd like to give it to you for free. The whole idea of you making $1 million in the next 5 years is that you just have to work for 5 more years. You will have that kind of money. You can decide to continue with your real estate business, or you can take a different approach, or you can retire, or you can take your money and invest somewhere else. 5 years is not a long time, but it also could be a very long time depending on how you run your business and how you run your life. I just hope that you can start a new way of looking at your business, build a great life, be a great influence and contributor to people you love, you care about, to your clients, to your loved ones. At the same time, be able to contribute more to this industry, to be able to do a better job. So remember, 1 million in 5 years is very doable. I'll show you some proof, and I'll let you know how I did it in my real estate career and how you can do the same thing too. Some of you may say, I do not need 5 years to make $1 million. Some of you can do that in 3 or 2. Some of you are already making $1 million a year. But how much of those $1 million you keep every year? Wow, that's a question you can answer to yourself only. Some of you might just be new in the business. You just got a license. You say, I'll be glad to make 50 grand this first year. That's fine. Let's make 50 grand on your first year. On your second year, let's double into 100,000. And then later on, at the end of 5-year career, you can say, hey, I make $1 million. I can walk away. I can redo my life all over again. That's the whole purpose of 21-day challenge. Day 2 of 21-day challenge are about to start. Stay tuned. Okay, I share with you about good news and then bad news, and I'll end with good news again before this episode is over. The good news is some of you might say, Watson Gan, I know you, and we might be at a conference together, we might have some kind of meeting together, we might done a deal together, you might have seen me pitch a property in front of the board, or could be you just inquire about my listing. Some of you have followed the offer I presented for my client. You like me, I'm trying to do the best job I could possibly do in this business. When I started business 20 years ago, I know that the world at that time, or even now, does not need another realtor. And the world do not need me. Let's just put it that way. I know if I want to be a realtor, I better be somebody very different. I better learn and do a better job so I can stand out, so I can provide something nobody else is offering, or at least very, very, very few people is offering. Thanks to great coaches, great teacher, great mentor I have over the years. We're talking about years and decades, even go back to college, even back to my high school days, even back to my childhood days, even my parents instilled some great quality in my life, some solid foundation for life to start off with. That's when I felt like so with full of gratitude, a sense of overflow. I share this of concern for my fellow human beings, of concern for my fellow realtor and broker. Real estate business, I don't have to tell you is one of the most brutal business on your life. It's very brutal. I cannot pronounce brutal properly, sorry. Brutal on your life, on your marriage, on your family life, very brutal on your finances. It's very brutal, very hard on your health. We all know that. But so many times we just keep hearing the same old, same old, same old. I know there's some great many real estate brokers out there, and I love many of you who are brokers. You've done your best. You built a company from scratch. Some of you work long hours. Some of you sacrifice for your agent. But the thing is that even the best of the broker, I hardly find anybody who really cares for the whole being of the person. They are under the pressure that the agent perform, the agent can provide for their family. The agent can make a lot of money to be happy, but they don't really necessarily care about their whole life. They don't really care. I should say they don't care. That's not their job to make sure that your life is less stress. You have a happy life. You have a good saving. You have a good retirement waiting for you. That's just not part of the broker. There's some great coaches. I'm the beneficiary of some great teaching throughout my career. I can name one after another. The people I look at them as mentor. Some of those people who put up some good practice in my life. But still, many of them just do not sell real estate. Some have sold like 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. They do not know how the grind of life as a real estate agent. They know a lot of principles they might hear from some other agent. They try to push it down your throat for you to apply. With me, I'm a little different. I would say I have done it. I've been there. I'm the rubber meeting the road, so to speak. And when I say you can make $1 million in 5 years, it's not in real estate. If you just do a few things, you can make it too. You might say, oh, Watson, can you show a proof? Well, let me just say a little bit about myself. Well, on the day one, I shared a story about dig go, about a possibility. And that also opened the mind about what's possible, what are the things that you're going to do in your life, in your business. I'm talking about 3 major areas. Mindset, your skill set, and your tool set needs to be shifted, needs to be readjusted to the current reality. And also, these are things that you hardly hear from anywhere else. You can read books and attend seminars, and then maybe take some of the things you learn from different sources, combine together, tailor-made to your system. You can do that. But then to do that, you would have to spend 10 hours a week, maybe, I don't know, even more. You can spend tens of thousands of dollars on material like that. For me, I learned that, I enjoyed that. I just thought, for me, the benefit is not good enough. I like to be able to share with more people. That's why I share with you. And I share a little bit with myself. And now talking about money, I need to make you feel comfortable about who you're listening to. Well, I have been with RE/MAX for many years. Most of my real estate career has been with the RE/MAX, for which I'm so profoundly thankful. RE/MAX, when I joined them, there was a slogan, they called themselves real estate leader. All my life is about leadership. I want to lead. I want to be like the top. How do you call that? You want to be the top player of whatever I was doing. When I was in college, I aspired to be a leader. I was a president of the international club, which takes care of lead the students every country in our university. And later I got elected as a student body president. Interestingly enough, I didn't even speak English back then. Or I didn't speak proper English back then. Somehow people liked me, trust me, voted for me. I was I was like the only Asian skin, so to speak, which is less than 1% population. That was back in Arizona 30-some years ago. And I always wanted to lead. But when I got into real estate, I know I need to lead in so many different ways. Not just providing good service, not just have a great business, not just be a role model. I want to make sure I got enough money. And if you ask me why you qualified to do something like that, I just want to show you something. And I got some really nice gift from RE/MAX, and you gave me the award. That was like, oh my God, that was 2007. Not long after I joined RE/MAX. To earn this thing, you need to be making $250,000 a year. That's how much you need to qualify for it. And sometimes I got some rough day, and I look at my flag. I just remind myself, I've been there, I've done that. And this is something that where I have been, and I'm trying to look for the next higher level of achievement. So I'm able to I believe and I trust that you are able to listen to me based on my lesson, and I'll be glad to share with you as much as I can on how I achieve the goal of making from for a quarter, $500,000 a year in sales and commission. I mean, not sales would have been easy. Commission is still a different story, right? So this is something I want to encourage you. Stick with me for 21 days, just an hour a day. We got plenty of time now. We lockdown. Let's cut an hour off from your TV, or maybe sleep an hour less. Just listen to me for a half hour and put the other half hour aside. Make some notes for yourself, but do some journaling, something that will help you to improve your life. And at the end, you can enjoy your business a lot more. You can enjoy your life a lot more. More importantly, you get to enjoy your money. Okay, I've seen a lot of realtors. I've met realtors from all. Well, I have the last count I had like over, I think 3,000 real estate agents. I have in contact one way or another in a conference or some kind of project together. 3,000 all across America. Even some from overseas. The problem with us real estate people is that we make a lot of money and we spend a lot of money. And many of us are just not too happy to tell you their home life. And I'm not going to say I am a perfect home person. I fail in so many areas. A lot of times I wish I could go back and redo all of it. I wish my kids are 10 years younger or 15 years younger. I could do a few more things. But thanks to my amazing wife, she always pulled me aside, always slowed me down so I can keep pace. I can slow down to spend time with the family. I get to do things, enjoy things with my son and my daughter. My son is an Eagle Scout. I'm so proud. He's a very successful advertising career. Not only that, he happened to be the person who did that commercial advertising for National Association Realtor. If you go to not watsongunn.com, you go to jasongunn.com on his website. You can see some of the work he did for NAR. Such great quality work, and I'm so proud of him. And my daughter is just another remarkable young lady. She's very confident, hardworking, very loving. Both my kids are very wonderful kids. Everybody who meet them, they cannot say a negative thing about my children. That's because over the years we spend time with them, we are able to, as much mistake as I make with my children, I know that I have done my best as a father through very difficult situations. We could have done a lot better, but that's the best I did, and I like you to be able to do even better than what I did. Not just making money, but your kids love you, respect you, and you get to enjoy your money. And this is something I know it's gonna be painful to share, but I'm not in any way pointing out to pinpoint any one of you. If you've gone through that, please forgive me. That's not my intention at all. You should see my heart for you, my love for this industry, the people in it, like yourself. I picked up a phone call from someone whom we have been working together, exchange idea, mastermind for a long time. He was by all means the top of the market, makes so much money. I really can't tell you how many millions he made in 1 year sometimes. And because of the holiday, I started giving him a call to check out, see how he's doing. He's no longer with the group that we are together. And he told me, he gone through a tough divorce. Before you know, half the money gone to his wife. And now he's left with less than 10% of his net worth. You know, it's so interesting. When you lose half of it, you would think you keep half, right? No, it's only 10% left. The baby's just scraping by, and now I try to put his life together. And I promise him I'll take every once a month, I'll be calling him up. I'll be talking with him. We'll be encouraging one another. We'll be sharpening iron together. I'll try my best to put him back into this site. I told him not to be a part of this group because it's just too much for him. I would share my recording with him, and he watched my day one. He was very touched with tears coming down his cheek. He told me, Watson, thank you for people like you. Nobody else cared about him. His past client didn't care. The client really not supposed to care for us, right? His fellow agent, his broker, some of his partners had in the past. Even some people supposed to be his friends, because of the things get tough, they turn away from him. They're no longer friends. So those are sad stories, and this is the part story that I want to share with you. But whatever it is that you are doing, I trust and I know that we can be better. Okay? Now, I haven't even started telling about the bad story yet. Okay? The bad news. I'm sorry. The bad news I meant to say is okay. Some of you have gone through the subprime crisis 12 years ago, started about 12 years ago. I got into business in 2001 and worked very hard. The market wasn't booming quite yet. Not until like about 2006, maybe 5 in a such boom. And we did very well. Every realtor, especially lender, made so much money. And boom, 2008, subprime crisis happened. Now, when the subprime crisis happened, when we recover from it pretty quickly here in Southern California, I think within where I'm in San Marino, basically didn't even touch San Marino or Arcadia, or a few different cities. But those get affected in Southern California within 3 years, we pretty much recover. 5 years did not. But so it's kind of like go up and then boom, and then start picking up. Now from that big drop in 2008, I can tell you, half of my realtor friends that I worked with prior to the collapse, they are no longer in business. I mean, when I say they're no longer in business, some of the top agents, they see the sign everywhere. They're no longer there. They're just not able to, just the blow is so big. I counted in the close knit of 10 people I can consider who are in real estate business, whether it be a realtor, broker, or lender, with together in the office, or those who I consider close friends. 8 of us did not make it. 8 of us some either quit business, just cannot get any more business. Some would just have got a divorce. One family fall apart. There were one had a heart attack and died. Another person kind of sad to say ended up in jail. So but overall in the industry, it's safe to say. I think I read one of the might be in my news talk about half of the agents from last collapse went away. The sad thing is, what's going to be like after the COVID? Some people say COVID is not twice as bad as sometimes. Some are saying 3 times, 5 times. Some are saying 10 times as bad. I don't even have the statistics. I think somebody was saying maybe about 10% of the agents have done any kind of meaningful business, quote unquote, this year. 10%. That's it for this year. Hopefully next year will be better, but we expect it too much better. There are some predictions saying that in our industry, about 75% of the agents will be wiped out after this whole thing is over. Like I said before, it was half the agents get out of business. This time it's going to be twice as many. Now, one thing about me is the past 2 or 3 years, I have took time out. I set aside some time to go to different events, different functions, different venue, different industry to have an idea about the pulse on the economy, on real estate. And I happened to stumble upon a gentleman who is a very successful, I think he says number 6 insurance or the financial annuity type of person. Very, 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 very knowledgeable, do a lot of study. This is what he told me, which is shocking. And this I'm going to tell you right now. I can guarantee almost none of you, maybe just a few. I don't even know anyone who ever heard it. It's a term called sunset industry. You've heard what sunset industry? Sunset industry. This gentleman, I don't have his permission, so I'm not going to mention his name. He told me, Austin, you guys are in the sunset industry. I'm like, oh, sunset industry sounds good. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's like the end of the day, right? No. What he meant to say, in industry like a product line, you can buy a certain kind of gadget, right? Like when the iPhone first come out, it's like it's like booming. It has a great potential. It's like the sun rising. Like it'll be staying on the sky for a long time. But for sunset, on the other hand, it's at the end of the life of the industry. We are in the real estate business. So many people wanted to replace that. You know that. Costco tried their best to sell home for many years. Good thing, Costco is so good at so many but just not quite able to do that. And then lo and behold, different internet company came in. And I believe, I know that if you were to touch some of top key leadership and read some of the publications, you agree with me. Some of the people that we have trusted, we have paid money to, we're talking about, everything to do with realtor, they sold us out. They took the hard work and do the listing, they sell to some other big tech. And as a result, they might be helping us for a little bit. I think in the long run, they're going to slowly replacing our livelihood. They're going to take over. They're going to use technology. They're going to use AI to replace our lives. So we have to be very, very careful. We have to be prepared. There will be only, I believe, even 25% of the Asian left after this COVID is high on the number. It could just be 10%. I'm not talking about if you just sell a home here and there for your brother-in-law, and then maybe your next door neighbor, and then maybe with your best friend. That's what I'm saying. I'm talking about if you want to stay in business, to be able to have a sustain, like the way you've been doing, making a good income, a good 6-figure income, or something that you can just not worry about anything else based on your for real estate income. That would not be for you. I don't think it's going to be there for you before too long. 1 year, about 12 years ago, I had a chance to tour the island of Taiwan. Went to the whole island. I had a great time. It's a different, nice spot. The tour guide was very eloquent. Talk about the history, about the city, the lifestyle, and very knowledgeable. And I said, wow, you are so good. You are so good. You could be a coach, you could be a professor, you could be anything. Oh, by the way, sir, what did you do before? He was very sad. He looked down and he talked to me. He said, well, I used to be a salesman. Well, he knew by then I'm in real estate sales. He said, but not your kind of sales. I was the number 1 Fuji salesman in Taiwan. If you know anything about Fuji is like the Kodak for different. Kodak is America, but for like Asia or Taiwan, which is closer to Japan, yeah, they use Fuji. Have you ever buy any more those films like Kodak film? They're gone a long time ago. He was the number 1 sales, some kind of I don't know what's the level. And then when this whole thing shifted, the only job available for him is to become a tour guide. While so many of us, if we're not selling real estate, what can you do? I don't know. I don't even know what to do. But the whole thing is, please don't become that gentleman who has to end up become a tour guide. Nothing against tour guide, don't get me wrong, but he's so much more qualified for that. Now we gotta prepare ourselves. If we do not prepare ourselves, we do not do something, we do not set our things in place, the next thing could be a very, very, the future could be very, very bleak. I should use the word bleak. But if you prepare yourself, like I said, just spend an hour there, get yourself ready, take notes, listen to this message. Some of you need not to listen to what I'm sharing with you more than once. And take some time, take half hour, write down. Now this is something I want to ask you to do today, is to do a little bit of homework, which is you take a piece of paper, okay? I'm going to touch on this one of the day. You take a piece of paper and then you fold this paper, like this piece of paper, right? I'm going to show you what I mean. You just fold into 4. And then you open up the paper again, you write down and 4 different columns. On the first quadrant here, you put the word strength, and you put the word weakness on the second quadrant. On the lower half, you put opportunity and threat. Opportunity and threat. I'm going to be touching on this maybe day 4 or 5. I haven't quite, anyway, touch on this. But once you do that, you put in a folder somewhere. Strength. What I mean by strength is that what are your strengths? You as a person, if you're a real estate agent, your strength could be people skill. You are so good, you can sell scan to an era, you can sell ice Eskimo. Your sales is your strength, but with sales strength. Now, write 4 on the, okay, you can write a whole bunch, but for the purpose of this practice, just do it 4 things. Number 1, let's just say sales. And the number 2, for you, lady, you might be a good looking lady. So your strength, you are so cute. When a client see you, they say, oh, I can't wait to call this lady for a listing appointment. I might not hire her, but I just want to see what she has to say. Those could be your strengths. Just write down, good look. Some of you might be handsome or sexy, whatever. Seriously, just be honest with yourself. The strength. Some of you, your strength could be very disciplined. Your strength could be computer screen. Some of you coming from engineering background, you're so organized. I know some of you in military, you are such a discipline. Could be a strength. Now, come to weakness. This is something I want you to write down as well. Weakness could be unorganized. That's very common among realtors. I am a very unorganized person. I'll be first to admit to you. Another weakness could be a habit. I am overweight. Please, I don't want anyway hurt anybody's feeling, but just do something just for yourself. You don't have to reveal to anybody. Some of your weaknesses could be overspending. Some of your weakness could be business is down. That's your weakness. Your struggle right now. It could be anything. It could be you are having a tough time with your husband or with your wife. That's your weakness. That thing can fall apart. That's your weakness, meaning your life, family life. So just write down 4 things. You could have 10 weaknesses, but that's okay. Let's focus on 4. If we could just focus on that 4, we can attack one easier. You write down a list of 100, and you are at the end of your life. Anyway, like I said, for all intent purposes, everything I do here on the 21-day challenge, I promise you, I'll break down to bite-sized pieces. Easy to digest, easy to swallow, easy to work with. Okay, so just 4. Like I said, I split in 4 quadrants, 4 different areas, and altogether 16. Easy to handle. Okay, so I have the strength, the weakness, and the bottom would be opportunity and threat. This is something you learn. I know I was in college, and the business professor I admire so much, Dr. Lockwood, I still remember his name. He said, the more you know about this thing called SWOT analysis, the more money you make in the long run. And I took their word for that. And, I have attended many classes, many real estate coaching, many different online and offline. On conference, seminar, nobody teaches this kind of thing. I don't know why, but it's supposed to be something that's fundamental. And I'll take one day to go through this with you. And then I'm sorry, the strength, the weakness, and the third one would be the opportunity. What would be your opportunity? For you, your opportunity could be you have a database of, 10,000. Or some of you might just have a database of 100 people. Those are your opportunities. You might say, oh, Dewey, I'm not like you. Watson has 10,000 people in your computer or database. I have 100, or maybe even have 50. I'm going to make sure that you know how to use the 50 properly, and there are things that you can use without costing you a lot of money. You might just need a stamp. Sometimes it might just be a phone call. Sometimes it might just be a text message. You can make that to be so much more. It can bring in so much more business for you. Okay, those are your opportunities. Some of your opportunities could be, I'm in a great company. My office is exactly on this street somewhere, and people drive by, and opportunity. Some of you might have a family. You have a group of cousins who own a lot of property. They buy and sell all the time. Those are opportunities for you, but somehow you're not able to cash in on that. But it's an opportunity regardless. You know what I'm saying? We are here in Southern California. We have a lot of people, especially immigrants. Everybody want to own 3, 4, 5 pieces of property, and they buy and sell. And then before you know, they get hired. Everybody except you. Those are your opportunity. You may not be a strength with it. You may have weaknesses, but at least it's an opportunity. So right now, 4 opportunities. Another thing could be you have maybe you have a neighbor. Even if nothing else, you got a neighbor across the street. This lady is like 95-year-old who died any day now. Sooner or later, the kids are gone. It's going to be selling their home. That is an opportunity. If nothing else, just write it down as opportunity. Make that an exercise. Okay, threat. Threat is somewhat a little bit more. You can be more honest with yourself. I don't have to tell you what threat is. A threat could be for a lot of real estate agents, unfortunately, finances. If you look at sales or listing or pitch offer accepted in the next few weeks, maybe few months, you're going to be in some serious trouble. Some of you could be health issues. You work so hard, your blood pressure and your whatever. You just know that if you just take a fall, if you just have to look at something, or if you just put your eye up from the screen on your cell phone 2 seconds too long, you'll be an accident waiting for you. You're like in the brain. Those are threats. Some of you could have an issue with, your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend. They are saying that if this doesn't work out, they're going to walk out on you. Those could be threats. Some of you, your threat could be, please, like I say, I love you guys. Don't, I don't want you to be a fear factor, but more like something just to be honest, so you can deal with it. It could be an IRS knocking on your door. You can go in, or you haven't been following your text, and the next thing you might be in a big house somewhere. Or the threat could just be, anything. I can think of a number of so many different things. But like I said, right now, all 4 are the biggest threat come to mind. And just put it aside. We're going to deal with that later. Okay? So this is day 2 of the challenge. Day 2 of my 21-day challenge. And I promise you, if you stick with me, you're going to be walking away a millionaire in 5 years. Like I say, some of you may not be a million, maybe 2 million. Some of you may take less time. And the whole idea is this, okay, I want you to just plan next 5 years for your business. You can walk away at the end of 5 years. Whatever you do, just know that you're just going to put up with this. You're just going to deal with this for 5 years. And when you walk away, you know you got $1 million waiting for you. You can do real estate, you can be investing property somewhere, you can do something else, you can be in Bahamas for that matter, you can retire for good. But the idea is to have $1 million in 5 years. That's my 21-day challenge, day 2 of my 21-day challenge. Well, thank you for listening, thank you for being with me. Please comment, please like, and also please do me a favor, help me to like so that I can be able to share with more people. If you know agents, friends in your company, or even people who are in real estate, this can be, you can see this could be very, very helpful. Please share this with them, and I would be grateful. I want this to go out to as many people as possible. Not only that, I would like for our industry, our standard of practice to be better, to better serve our community, to make our world a better world for everybody to enjoy. And I want you to have a better life, you and your family and your loved ones. Thanks, and you take care. All the best to you.